Slight shift of topic here. You're extremely well known for your role in technology development, but by virtue of your personal interests and also where meta technology interfaces with mental health and physical health, you're starting to become synonymous with health, whether you realize it or not. Part of that is because there's post footage of you rolling jiu-jitsu. You won a jiu-jitsu competition recently. You're doing other forms of martial arts, water sports, including surfing, and on and on. So you're doing it yourself, but maybe we could just start off with technology and get this issue out of the way first, which is that I think many people assume that technology, especially technology that involves a screen, of any kind, is going to be detrimental to our health. But that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. So could you explain how you see technology meshing with, inhibiting, or maybe even promoting physical and mental health?
Sure. I mean, I think this is a really important topic. It's, the research that we've done suggests that it's not like all good or all bad. I think how you're using the technology has a big impact on whether it is basically a positive experience for you. And even within technology, even within social media, there's not kind of one type of thing that people do. I think at its best, you're forming meaningful connections with other people. And there's a lot of research that basically suggests that it's the relationships that we have and the friendships that kind of bring the most happiness and in our lives, and at some level end up even correlating with living a longer and healthier life, because that kind of grounding that you have in community ends up being important for that. So I think that aspect of social media, which is the ability to connect with people, to understand what's going on in people's lives, have empathy for them, communicate what's going on with your life, express that. I thought that's generally positive. There are ways that it can be negative in terms of bad interactions, things like bullying, which we can talk about, because there's a lot that we've done to basically make sure that people can be safe from that, and give people tools and give kids the ability to have the right parental controls, that their parents can oversee that. But that's sort of the interacting with people side. There's another side of all of this, which I think of as just like passive consumption, which at its best, it's entertainment, right? And entertainment is an important human thing too, but I don't think that has quite the same association with the long-term well-being and health benefits as being able to help people connect with other people does. And I think at its worst, some of the stuff that we see online, I think these days a lot of the news is just so relentlessly negative that it's just hard to, come away from an experience where you're, looking at the news for half an hour and like feel better about the world. So I think that there's a mix on this. I think the more that social media is about connecting with people, and the more that when you're kind of consuming and using the media part of social media to learn about things that kind of enrich you and can provide inspiration or education, as opposed to things that just leave you with a more toxic feeling, and that's sort of the balance that we try to get right across our products. And I think we're pretty aligned with the community, because at the end of the day, people don't want to use a product and come away feeling bad. There's a lot that people talk about, evaluate a lot of these products in terms of information and utility, but I think it's as important when you're designing a product to think about what kind of feeling you're creating with the people who use it, right? Whether that's kind of an aesthetic sense when you're designing hardware, or just kind of like what do you make people feel? And generally people don't want to feel bad, right? So I think when, that doesn't mean that we want to, shelter people from bad things that are happening in the world, but I don't really think that, it's not what people want, for us to just be kind of just showing like all this super negative stuff all day long. So we work hard on all these different problems, making sure that we're helping connect people as best as possible, helping make sure that we give people good tools to block people who might be bullying them or harass them, or especially for younger folks, anyone under the age of 16 defaults into an experience where their experience is private. We have all these parental tools, so that way, parents can kind of understand what their children is up to and are up to in a good balance.